All right, so for number 12, if we scroll all the way down to the bottom. All right, when we go to set this up, I've got this X down here, but I know this entire length here is 40, correct? So I need to figure out what's this little chunk from S to R. And the easiest way to do that is to just say, okay, well, it's 40, which is the whole thing, minus whatever X is. Okay, so when I go to set this up, I've got X over 40 minus X. And then this is going to equal the matching sides. So this matching side and then this matching side. 30 over 45. Okay. So do we want to solve it from here, or do you guys feel like you've got it with the solving? It's just getting everything set up and then knowing what the stupid answers are? What? Yeah. All right, so we're still going to cross multiply. So I've got 30 times 40 minus X equals 45X. So 30 times 40 is 1200 minus 30X. So I end up with X equals 16. How do we feel? Better? Okay, cool beans. What other ones do we want to do? Yeah. So for number 2, all right, the biggest thing is going to be which one does it match from the notes. Now, if you notice, if you've got these little symbols down here, this is one that matches with the medians. Okay. Now, what it means with the median is it's going to be this middle line over this middle line. So X over 42.9 equals, and then you can use one of the sides from both of them. Okay. Which part? So when you're doing these, what up? I gotta write this down before my brain loses it. When you did your notes, at the top of the page, there were 3 options, correct? So those 3 options are altitudes, and then you've got angle bisectors, and the last one is medians. And with medians, if you notice down here at the bottom of your triangle, you've got LM equals MK, and then NO equals OP. You see that? Basically, it's any time you see these symbols down here at the bottom of the circles. Those are medians. The altitudes ones are going to be right triangles. So anytime you see a right triangle, angle bisectors, and these will have the little lines underneath. Would it help if we went through and kind of labeled them? Like with which one you should use? Probably. Okay, so we'll use A for altitudes. We'll use AB for angle bisectors. and then we'll use M for medians. Okay. This one straight up says angle bisectors, so we're going to use AB. And while we kind of go through and do this, we might as well just write in what the answer should be, so you know. All right, so X should equal 9.6. This one with it being medians, X should equal 33. Do you guys see that page in your notes where up at the top it's got the 3 options? All right, so this one over here is altitudes, and X is 19. This one right here is medians, and X equals 10, but make sure you go in and plug it in for EF. And then this last one down here is angle bisectors, and X is 7. But again, gotta go back and plug it in. So while we're on this front page still, did we want to go back and finish solving number 2? Okie dokie. So if I go back up here to number 2, I've got my setup. All right, so it's always the median line, so the line that goes right down and splits the bottom of my triangle. Those are proportional to one of my side lines. So I've got 39x equals 30 times 42.9, which is 1287. 1287 divided by 39 gets me to X equals 33. Are there any others that we're looking at that we're like, yeah, I want to do that one? Yeah. So are you confused when it's a median how to do it, or are you confused when just in general? Okay. Gotcha. So when it comes to number 1, we're dealing with angle bisectors again. All right, so whenever you're looking at the angle bisector, it's always 24 over X equals, and then you pick the outsides here and here, 35 over 14. Pretty much, yeah. And I don't think none of these involve factoring. So that's kind of nice. Any others on this front page that we kind of want to go over and do? Number 8. All right, number 8's back. Now it says QS represents an angle bisector right here for all of these. Okay, so all of these are going to be the same kind of setup. And that setup is normally bottom right over bottom left equals side for the right over side for the left. All right. Now, when I'm talking in terms of bottom right, bottom left, I would look at like number 6, and I'll get to number 8 here in a minute. But when I'm looking at that, this would be bottom right, this one would be bottom left. Okay, so I would write it as 28 over 18 equals side right, side left, 45 over x. Okay. How many of you were like, how did you know left and right sides? Turn your paper. Okay. What'd you get for 24 times 14? It should have been 336. Yeah, definitely the calculator's fault. You shuffling it. Yeah. All right, so back to number 8. Okay, Lorelai? So here's what we've got. I've got bottom right at 6, but I don't know my bottom left. So I'm going to go 14 minus 6, and that gives me 8. So bottom right is 6, bottom left is 8. And then this equals x over 22. All right, so as I kind of go through and solve this, I've got 6 times 22, and that is 132. And that equals 8x. 132 divided by 8, x equals 16.5. So while I'm here at the top of this page, do you guys want me to write in the answers for x? So you have them? Okay. So this one is 40.5. This one is 9. All right, so we got about 10 minutes left. Should we just finish up 10 and 11? Okie dokie. So for 10 and 11, as I'm looking at them, like bottom right, does it help when I label them bottom right, bottom left? Okay. And then this would be side right, side left. And the way I do this is in my head, I rotate the entire paper. So this is like the top of my Christmas tree. Does that kind of make sense? Like you get it so that vertex is up at the top, and then you can go, okay, your bottom right, your side right, your bottom left, your side left. So then, so you see this QS line right here? This is an angle bisector. So I always view it from where this is coming from a vertex. So it's coming from Q right here, and it's going down to S. So basically, Q should be your top for your vertex every time, at least on these. Nope, not a problem. So 15 over 3x minus 4 equals 21 over 5x minus 16. Do you guys want to do this again where you try it on your own and then we come back together and see how it went? Okay. How are we doing, guys? Yes. X is 13. How do we do on it, though? We okay? Anybody get, like, freaked out and stopped? You were okay? What about the rest of y'all? You freaked out a bit? Okay. So that's one of the problems with having larger numbers, is it gets kind of overwhelming. But remember, you have a calculator with you the entire time you take any kind of test. Okay? So this is 63x minus 84. So I moved my 63 over here and the 240 to the other side. Well, so if you did it the opposite way, you should have had negative 12x equals negative 156, and that still would have been okay. All right, because negative divided by a negative is still just a positive. All right, we ready to try number 11? So where should my little star for the top of, do you guys like the analogy for the top of your Christmas tree? Like, so you know which way to look, like your North Star? Or is that just not helpful? Okay, so Q, R, P, or S, which one gets the star? Close. I want to do it at Q, with a little direction looking down towards S. Okay? So, bottom right is 5, side right is 26, side left is 31.2. Now, this bottom left part here is going to be x minus 5, okay? Left. So when I go to say road, it's 5 over x minus 5 equals 26 over 31.2. All right, we want to try that one again, kind of on our own. How'd 11 go? Good? All right. So we got about, oh, go ahead. We've got about 2 minutes left in class. So do you guys want to look at your review real quick? And I can tell you
Which ones involve factoring? Yes, no, do we want to do that? Or do you just want me to save those for tomorrow? And I can kind of do those with people over the Google Meet and get those done and out of the way and we can record it. Because I figure tomorrow during the meet, maybe I'll pick all of the ones that have factoring and all of the proofs so we can get those done and out of the way. What do you think? Tomorrow? All right. Then y'all are set.